Hey everybody, it's Harley. Today we are going to break down the top 50 horror movies that I watched in the year 2021. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to break this down into 5 videos. We're going to rank them down 10 at a time so I don't keep you all here for one video for well over an hour. But yeah, so this one we're going to be ranking down from 50 to 41. There will probably not be a positive review on any of these movies. These are the bottom of the barrel. Most of these movies there's just really not enough to even talk about. So we're not going to get full in depth of the reviews of the movie. A lot of times it's just going to be recommendations. Should you watch it or shouldn't you watch it? Pretty much all these movies are going to be skip it. Now I've saw 50 horror movies, which is a good amount. But that also means I have not seen every single horror movie that was in 2021. So I'll say this in probably all the videos. If your movie didn't make the list at all at the end of the list, it just means I haven't seen it yet. Hopefully I will get eventually to 100 movies that I've watched that were released in the year 2021. And then maybe your movie will make that list. And who knows, maybe it'll even make the top of the list. I just haven't seen it as of yet, so that's why they won't be on this list. But let's get started. Number 50 is going to be Lockdown Hauntings. And this gets the Driveling Piece of Shit Award for 2021, but not by much. It was directed by Howard J. Ford. I really didn't recognize anything in his filmography. I'm sure not rushing out to watch any of them anyways. This was just a complete waste of time. They've got a character called the Locksmith that's trying to kill people during lockdown. And now you got a virus here that's making spirits attack people in their houses. It's just, this film had absolutely no idea what it wanted to do. There wasn't a whole lot of passion put into this project, so there's not going to be a whole lot of passion put into this review. You guys can skip Lockdown Hauntings. Number 49, slightly less worse, but number 49 is Dinosaur Hotel. Directed by Jack Peter Mundy, whose filmography actually looks kind of interesting. I did see parts of Jack and Jill, which he did. I did fall asleep a little bit during it, but it actually didn't look really that bad, so maybe I will go back and revisit that one and actually check out the whole thing. But this one just had the bad luck of me starting at 3 a.m. Barely kept my interest. But some of the other ones that look interesting that I haven't seen yet by this Jack Peter Mundy, Amityville Scarecrow, Monster of War has a cool cover. I'm always down for a little Easter Bunny Massacre, but I haven't seen it. So how is this guy's other movies? Drop a comment below. Does Jack Peter Mundy have anything in his filmography that is worth checking out? Because Dinosaur Hotel, that just wasn't it. The acting in this, it's not B level, it's not C level. This thing is like Z as in zebra level. It's like no effort was even put forward to even put a good performance into this movie. It's a cheap budget movie. I didn't expect much, but it didn't even get to my low expectations. Let's just go ahead and make this movie go extinct. Number 48, we have got Tentacles. This one came out on Hulu. It was directed by Klara Aronovich, is how I think you say the name, who also hasn't directed anything that I recognized at all. Basically with this one, it's two characters, Tara and Sam. They start a romance. It's basically a bunch of softcore crap with very little tentacles. This movie pretty much sucked at every aspect. The acting, the plot, the direction. The movie suffered from the worst thing that you could suffer from, and that is just being absolutely boring. Yeah, this skip Tentacles as well. Not worth your time. Number 47, I'm going to butcher the name just like I did in my, I believe it was my January rankings, but that's going to be Titani. This one's obviously going to be controversial for how low that I've rated it, but this really speaks to a specific kind of audience, an audience that I don't personally belong to. there is an audience for this movie. I've actually seen this movie make some top 10 lists for other people. It just makes bottom 50 for me. I'm not a body horror guy. I've mentioned that before. The movie itself, it's well made. The director, Julia Ducournau, I believe is her name. She seems like she's incredibly ambitious. But this isn't a ranking for the best made movies of 2021. I'm ranking these movies based simply just off of my enjoyment of them. I didn't enjoy this movie. The movie may be interesting to you. You may be able to get the message. You may be understanding more of what Julia was trying to present with this movie. It just went straight over my head. Did not like it. Couldn't wait for the movie to end. So yeah, Titan, whatever the name of the movie is, ranks at number 47. Now, number 46, guess what? It's another bad movie. This one is called Dragon Fury. It's directed by Scott Jeffrey. I will say there is one plus about Dragon Fury, and it's got some badass cover art, which makes me want to like the movie, but I don't. It's the same thing with Spider in the Attic, which is another movie I had seen. We'll go over later. Cool cover, bad movie. But the marketing's working, I guess. Go ahead and put a badass cover up there, and you're guaranteed to probably at least get me to watch it. And I'm looking through all the movies that this Scott Jeffrey has directed, and I really, just based off the covers alone, I want to see them all. You got things like Cupid, Don't Speak, Bad Nun, Humpty Dumpty, Bats, Cannibal Troll, Clown Doll, The Mutation. They all look like fun. Just please let these movies be better than Dragon Fury. If you guys are a Scott Jeffrey guy or if you've seen some of his movies, drop a comment below. Any of those that I listed, are they worth checking out? Because I will dive into the guy's filmography. If any of you give me the go-ahead and say, hey, you know what? Check out Cannibal Troll. That's badass. We'll see. Number 45. We have Werewolves Within. This one, just like Titani, probably will be a little bit more of a controversial pick because there are some people that actually did like this. It's directed by Josh Rubin. I've never heard of him. I didn't recognize anything he did. And the girl in this, though, I did recognize. That's Milana Weintraub. I have no idea how to say her name, but she's the AT&T girl from the commercials. The drawback on this movie is it tried way too hard at being funny. It just failed on all accounts for me. I love horror comedies. It's one of my favorite subgenres of horror. I just didn't laugh at this one. I didn't like the characters. I didn't get into the whole whodunit aspect of the movie. I feel like the movie failed for me. Now, like Titani, there's a target audience. Obviously, there's people out there that like this one. I'm not that guy. 44, I mentioned this earlier. 44, this is going to be Spider in the Attic. Kind of a running joke in my family because I watched it with two of my kids and we just kind of laughed at the movie the entire time. This one, it's slightly better than Dragon Fury, but it's not a whole lot better. We needed a little bit more giant spider, plain and simple. I want a big-ass spider eating people for the entire duration of the movie. The cover made me think that's what I was going to get, and it's not what I got. I got very little spider, very little attic. Just is way too slow of a movie to have cover art that is just that badass. But I'll get back to you guys when I see some more Scott Jeffrey stuff, because, like I said, some of the cover art was cool, the titles were cool. I am a guy that likes B-level horror movies, but you gotta give me some creatures. You gotta give me some creatures with some actual screen time. I'll keep my hopes up, my expectations incredibly low for anything else that I watch of his. But like I said earlier, if there's any movies of his that you feel that I should check out, let me know. I'll check them out next. I want to see if this guy's at least got one decent movie in him. Number 43, we have got Madres. It was one of those Welcome to Blumhouse movies. Guys, if you're going to welcome me to Blumhouse, you might want to give me a better movie. The pace in this thing is practically glacial. I think I've watched paint dry faster than watching the plot unravel in this movie. I had more fun sitting there watching my fingernails grow than watching this garbage. I just don't understand it. If you're going to come up with a welcome to Blumhouse, if you're trying to sell us on your company, give us an interesting movie. Don't give us something like Madres. It's directed by Ryan Zaragoza. I don't recognize anything of his. Hopefully things in the future look a little bit better to him, but I did think that Madres was an absolute fail. 42. We're really trucking along on this one. Like I said, there was not a whole lot to say about these movies. But number 42 is going to be Demonic, a bad movie, directed by Neil Blomkamp. I had high hopes for this one too, because this is the director of District 9. He directed Elysium and Chappie. This one has like an average rating of 1.9 on Letterboxd. It is just honestly that bad. And it sucks because this one could have been good. It actually had a decent director to it. The cast maybe not blow away awesome, but really this one really ranked right around the Scott Jeffrey stuff that we talked about earlier. Just a complete disappointment from this Neil Blomkamp guy. Could have been so much better. 41. This is going to be the last one for this video. Like I said, we were going to kind of go through it quick. As we go higher up, there's going to be more to say about these movies, but without a whole lot of passion being put into their projects, I'm sure as hell not going to put a whole lot of passion into the reviews because there's just simply not enough to talk about. Number 41, it's going to be Rise of the Mummy, directed by Antonia Johnstone, I should say, in her directorial debut. I'm going to try to go easy. It's her first time directing, which is one more than me. This reminds me, I'm talking about these movies. Yes, I know I'm crapping on a bunch of them. Yes, they're in the bottom 50. I don't want to dog on all these movies completely because I respect anybody and everybody that goes out there, puts the work in, and makes a movie. This is the horror community. We're the greatest damn community out there, some of the nicest people, so I really don't want to come across too much like an asshole. But man, these movies are hard to get through. So when I say the movie's a pile of garbage or a pile of crap, it's not a personal attack on anybody that made the movie. I'm just not going to simply say it's good for the sake of it being good. I expect more when I invest an hour and a half of my time into watching a movie. So hopefully the next movie that they do make will be better. So with this Antonia Johnstone, her directorial debut, yeah, Rise of the Mummy was a fail. But hopefully her next one won't be. Because I am rooting for her. I'm rooting for everybody in this community. But yeah, with all that being said, this movie is a pile of shit. The creature design for the Mummy is so awful. The film, it's boring. The characters are dull. They're flat. This is a very uninteresting movie. This the problem with these movies when I'm looking through the bottom 50, and it's almost like these people, these directors, they're taking the movies almost way too seriously. When you're making a movie like Rise of the Mummy or Spider in the Attic, comedy's free. I understand your budget's low, so you might not be able to nail it out of the park with a great creature design or special effects or any of that. I get that 100%. But then you need to put a little bit more work into your scripts. You need to have... That was my phone. Sorry, guys. You need to put more work into the script. You need to put more work into the dialogue. Humor is free. These movies should just be batshit crazy, hilarious movies, things that are completely self-aware of their limitations, so make up for it in other aspects. Like I said, comedy's free. Practical effects, you could still have some fun with it. We don't need to go crazy with the CGI. A lot of these lower ranked movies did CGI and it looks like absolute garbage. Let's take it back to the 80s, use some practical effects. You can have fun with them. This movie, this Rise of the Mummy movie, it looked like they wrapped the damn thing in toilet paper. So I apologize. I apologize for all the negative reviews. This is the bottom 50. I don't have a whole lot good to say about any of these movies. So pretty much everything on this list you can avoid. unless you're part of the audience that would like the Titani or the Werewolves Within, if that's your kind of movie. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. I've got a bunch more videos coming up. We're still going to be counting down to number 1 for the horror movies that I watched that were released in the year 2021. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, have those reminders on so you know when a new video gets posted. We're going to kind of fly through this. It's a brand new channel, so I'm trying to get as much content out there to start so you guys have something to watch. I am still learning the whole video editing thing, and I know everything kind of looks a little bit rough. The place is a little, still under construction. Everything will get better here. The content's going to get better. I want to make sure I get enough content out there for you guys. Leave a comment below what you thought of the video. If you guys want to reach out to me directly, any review requests, any tips and tricks as far as video editing, or just want to shoot the breeze with me, I'm a pretty easy guy to talk to. You can get a hold of me at harleyfunkmovies@gmail.com. I will have that email address in the description of this video. But yeah, thanks everybody for stopping by, and I'll see everybody next time.